Hello, and today I'm going to show you how to install Windows 10 on a new computer or laptop. First, we're going to open Google Chrome. We're going to go to this address. This is the Microsoft official website. I will link this in the description. Then we're going to use the Windows 10 media creation tool. We're going to click download tool now. It should download. And then it will ask you if you want to execute it. You will say yes. It's going to get a few things ready. At this moment, you should plug in your USB. USB 3.0 is preferred, but a USB 2.0 drive will also work. You can also burn to a CD or to a DVD, although not many people will do that, so I will not show that. Now we have to wait. We're gonna get the Microsoft software license agreement. If you want to read through it, I don't really care personally, so I'm gonna to accept. It's going to also at this point you can close your Google Chrome. This will take some time until it's ready, but it will, if I'm correct, soon ask you something, and I'm going to need to show you that. Yes, now it shows you upgrade this PC now or create installation media. In this case, my PC is updated to the latest version. I'm not going to install it on this PC. I'm going to install it on my laptop. So I'm going to click Create Installation Media, USB flash drive, DVD or ISO file. With an ISO file, you can burn it using a program called Rufus or something else to an ISO drive. Personally, you don't need that. I assume most of you will use USB flash drive, so we're going to select that. You can click this. You can change the architecture. My laptop is 64-bit. I'm going to install it on that, so I'm going to select that. You can select both. Do note this will increase the file size, but if you're going to install this on multiple computers and you're not sure, I would select both. Edition, Windows 10, that's the only one available, and language, English United Kingdom, that's the one I prefer. United States is also possible, or your own language. We're going to leave it at this. Then it's going to select USB flash drive. I have one, it's currently installed with Ubuntu, that's from a different video. And now it's going to install. This will take some time depending on how fast your internet connection is. So I will check back in with you all later. And I am back. The USB drive has been finished creating. So now we will switch over to the other PC. Now you need to press your boot menu key. In this case it's F12. I just got out an old hard drive I had so I can install Windows on that, because my current one wouldn't budge because I needed to partition it fully. So we're going to install this on a spare drive. Now we need to wait a bit, and that is the Windows install menu you see there. So now it's going to boot into install mode. Language to install, we selected English as the language to put on the USB. And then time and date format, I'm going to select Dutch, as that's what I use. And keyboard is United States International for me. I'm going to click install now. Setup is starting. Product key. In this case, I do have a product key, but I'm not going to show myself entering it because that would compromise my product key. I will be back in a second. Now I am back. I have just entered my product key and clicked next. Now it will show us the Microsoft Terms and License Agreement. You will need to accept this, otherwise you can't install Windows. So we're going to accept custom in this case. We are going to select drive 0 partition 3. That is my old drive, drive 1 partition. This is my NVMe with my current install, which I do not want to erase. So in this case, we will click delete. And it will delete it. And then here we're going to make a new drive. And then we can use this one as our boot. And now it will do this. This is going to take a while, so I'm going to pause it. Now Windows will be restarting, so just let it do its thing. And now the PC has returned to this, so we need to wait. It's going to get the devices ready, such as the graphics card and CPU, otherwise you can't really use Windows. And now the PC reboots one time again. It already did it. I'm just filming here, so we're going to wait a few more seconds. And now we're on the final stretch. Just a moment. By this time it would be a good idea to plug in your Ethernet cable, because then you can also download any eventual updates and drivers, especially your drivers. Graphics drivers are pretty important. Your Ethernet drivers are also pretty important. Motherboard drivers. You should install all of that from the website of your manufacturer. Do not, and I repeat, do not use one of those driver download tools. Just install it from the reputable source, from the driver manufacturer themselves, or from an included CD or DVD in the box, sometimes even USB. And we're finally on the screen. Let's start with your region. Is this correct? Netherlands. Yes, that's correct indeed. And then the basics. Is this the right? No, this is not actually. I'm using the United States International. I do not want to add a second keyboard layout. You obviously could, but I am not going to do that today. Now we have some important setting up to do. That's indeed true. Also, by this point, if you haven't, you could already have removed your USB drive after the PC restarted. Just a moment. And now it's rebooted again. And now, also, if you notice the resolution is indeed a bit weird, that is because we're running on the Microsoft Basic drivers instead of the correct NVIDIA drivers, as we're just installing Windows. And you can use it until you install the NVIDIA drivers. You do need the NVIDIA or AMD drivers, or if you're using Intel integrated graphics for some reason, you do need the drivers for gaming, otherwise games will not run correctly. Now let's see what's new from Windows. Just a moment, again. Okay, here comes everyone's favorite, or most hated part. Let's add your account. Yeah, in this case, I will add an account, as most people will do. So we're going to do that. Oh, I'm going to install my second account on this computer. It has prompted me to enter my password, and I did, and now we're going to wait until it connects with the Microsoft servers, which it should, because I have plugged in my Ethernet cable. You could also plug in Wi-Fi later, although Ethernet is usually the better alternative, as it's way faster. And now we are going to wait until it can talk to the Microsoft servers and verify my account, which it should have. Create a pin. This is a Windows hello. It does basically force you to do it. So yeah, in this case, I'm going to pause it again. Also, if anyone's wondering, the Windows just picked up the correct resolution, so now it looks like it should. And I just made a pin. You can choose whatever you want. It can be just numbers, or you could also add this. And now it will ask you do more with your voice. Do you want to use Cortana? I personally don't find it very useful, as I am a Google Assistant person. My computer will not be moving locations. It's a pretty heavy computer. Find my device. I will select no, but you can obviously select yes. If you're using a website, you could In this case, send required diagnostic data, I don't really care. Inking, nope, because I'm not going to use I don't have a touchscreen. No, I do not want a Taylor experience, and no, this will actually make you realize how much Microsoft knows about you. Customize your device. Select all the ways you plan to use your device, and also here, this is if you want to, it will just give you tips. I am going to skip this part, but you could obviously do it if you want advice from Microsoft. Use your phone. I already have it installed. I do not need it. And now, OneDrive. I do not want to use OneDrive as I do not have a subscription for it. And no, I already have Microsoft 365 from school. So we're going to say no thanks. And now it's loading in the correct resolution, and it says hi. If you notice it's slow, that's correct, because my capture card is not recording at 60 FPS, unfortunately, and I'm running from a HDD while I normally run from a pretty overkill Samsung SSD, an NVMe SSD at that. This might take several minutes. I will just pause it. And ta-da! We are now up and running on Windows 10.